Hello, students. Today we are going to talk about the essay Selected Snobberies by Aldous Huxley. This essay is included in your BA Part 2's second paper, Prose and Fiction. First of all, we will have a short introduction of the author Aldous Huxley. Aldous Leonard Huxley was an English writer and philosopher. He was a British writer. He was born in 1894 and died in 1963. He wrote nearly 50 books, both novels and non-fiction works, as well as wide-ranging essays, narratives, and poems. His major works dealt with the theme of harmful application of scientific progress to mankind. He was educated at Balliol College, Oxford University. His major works include Point, Counterpoint, Brave New World, Island, The Doors of Perception, Eyeless in Gaza, The Perennial Philosophy, etc. Now come to the essay Selected Snobberies. What is the meaning of snub or snobbery? Snub is a one who despises, ignores those he or she considers inferior, one who is convinced of his or her superiority in matter of taste or intellect. Snobbery is the habit of treating other people as inferior. Huxley discusses human weaknesses or frailties in this essay. He says that snobberies are universal. In the beginning of the essay, Huxley says that all men are snobbish about something or other. He talks about different types of snobberies in this essay, like disease snobbery, family snobbery, culture snobbery, booze snobbery, modernity snobbery, and art snobbery. First of all, he talks about disease snobbery and says that all men are snobbish about something or other. He says that there is nothing around us that modern men do not feel snobbish about. This may sound as an exaggeration, as no one feels snobbish about that disfiguring disease called leprosy. He states that leprosy is exception to this, but the diseases of rich people, whether they are more dangerous or less dangerous, can be a great source of snobbish importance. Huxley further says that he has met several young men who considered it romantic to be consumption snobs and die young. And these young men justified their snobbery with the examples of Keats and Mary Bashkirtseff, who died young due to consumption or tuberculosis. Huxley says that, unfortunately, contrary to their romantic idea, the final stages of these consumption snobs are indeed very tragic. Huxley says that those poor or commoners who differentiate themselves from other poor fellows and boast of having rich man's disease cannot expect our sympathy but annoyance. One cannot substitute one's anger for commoner disease snubs with sympathy. Huxley further sarcastically remarks that rich people who have ample time, enough time, wealth, health, and keep on changing spas and doctors for remedies to their fanciful diseases cannot expect us to be too liberal with our concerns and sympathy for them. After disease snobbery, Huxley talks about family snobbery and says that family snobbery is no longer in vogue. He states that nobody feels snobbish about his clan or ancestry in a modern industrial society anymore. The rise of nuclear family and self independence during the industrial period was a threat to traditional ideas of ancestry and kinship. Huxley says that further he cites examples of a newer snobbery, culture snobbery. He explains what was once accepted as a culture has now to fight with another new snobbish culture, booze culture. Culture is now wrestling with an organized low culture that is crude drinking. Huxley says that due to this, there is a deliberate general doubt regarding what is good and bad culture. Rise of peculiar modern snobberies were threat to general culture. He further states that the dangerous influence of stupid booze snobbery is spreading into the entire world. Booze snobbery means the snobbishness expressed through addiction to alcoholic drinks. Huxley says that booze snobbery is very pervasive even in France, and where there are connoisseurs of excellent varieties of wine and where mere drinking is considered as a barbaric act. American booze snobbery of love for hard drinks in general and cocktails in particular has found wide circulations, particularly amongst the rich class. France is known for arts and ethics of drinks and drinking, but the American prohibition on wine forced people to drink for crude pleasures, devoid of any social etiquettes and ethics. Booze snobbery here is a threat to people, culture, and society. Huxley says that well brought up men and women of all ages from 15 to 70 prefer to be seen drunk either in public or private parties. Drinking has become a symbol of social status now. Next to the booze snobbery, Huxley informs us about another snobbery, the modernity snobbery. Modernity snobbery has acquired importance due to economic reasons. A modernity snob helps the industrialists by throwing away old objects and buying the new ones. They buy new objects to show off. The producers thus encourage this snobbery by spending millions on advertisement. Next, Huxley cites the example of art snobs. He says there are two types of art snobs in our society: the Platonic ones who love art but never invest money in buying, and the unplatonic art snobs who never understands art but buy it just to possess. These unplatonic art snobs are hybrid snobs, as by possessing a costly cultural art, they belong both to the category of culture snobbery and possession snobbery, because collection of art is also a symbol of wealth and social prestige. An art can represent wealth more opulently than a fleet of cars can. This is how art snobbery has emerged in our society. Huxley is of the view that snobberies are valuable as they encourage activity, demand continuous efforts, and series of sacrifices from the snobs. Thanks a lot.